Hi, and welcome to Esther's Gardening Adventures. I'm Esther, and today I'm going to be starting the process for winter sowing my elderberry plant. If you watched my how to winter sow native plants video, you'll know that that's one of the things I plan on trying to grow through the winter sowing process. Didn't succeed last year because some critters got into the open raised bed container that I used before I learned about the winter sowing process. And by the time I realized it was too late to do a jug. So this year I'm going to give it a go. Now I will mention, as I did in the prior video, that elderberries most people tend to get cuttings from other people and then have them grow from there rather than from seed. And so this is a notoriously difficult and a longer process in terms of how many years it takes for the elderberry trees to start producing enough fruit to be useful. I think it's 3 to 5 years from seed versus 1 to 3 years from cuttings. But I love watching the process of things grow and how they do in nature and all of that. So I'm trying it. So I have a bunch of little berries that I'm going to show you, and then I have to soak them overnight, and then tomorrow we're going to jug them up. One more thing before I switch to the process. I should mention that there's several reasons that I want to grow elderberries. One, they're a native plant to Maryland and to a lot of other states as well. Two, so that means that they will support the local ecosystems. They'll be more beneficial to native wildlife and other things. And two, if you're into herbal medicine at all, elderberries have a huge value in helping with the immune system. They help your body reduce the effects of or even avoid getting flus and colds and things like that. They're not a safe-all, a catch-all, but they can really, really help boost your immune system. And so they're a really good plant to have. And elderberries are actually quite expensive at like your local co-op or places where you might get your dried herbs. So I really like the idea of having my own. In addition, and this is something I really want to try, is you can also make elderflower liqueur out of the flowers. Now that means you don't get the berries if you harvest the flowers, but you can make elderflower liqueur. And if you know anything about me, well, many of you probably don't, I love having elderflower liqueur, which I've never made from scratch, but from the pre-made ones. I love mixing it with Prosecco, like this dry, sparkling champagne. And it's just so delicious. It tastes like floral and dry at the same time. Oh, it's so good. So there's a whole bunch of reasons I want to grow these. So that's just to give you an idea. All right, now let's get to doing this. Putting the other one back. All right, so we have 3 seeds here. Oh, we have another one and it wants to be a member. All right, we'll do 4 after all. It says to place in a cup overnight, soak overnight in water. So there they are. Our little, get in the water, soak, soak, soak. They've gotten lighter in color. You can kind of see that. And the instructions say to, let's see, what do they say? Soak berries overnight, then smash in a tea strainer in water. Oh, tea strainer and rinse until pure seeds are obtained. Okay. So I'm going to pour, actually I'll do this in the sink. Oh, that's the sound of the wind on my drain. Okay, got these guys in here. And last time I just ran my finger around the inside. So I'm going to do that again. Just running my finger along the inside. And as I'm doing that, you can kind of see how it's breaking up. So that there is, and I'll show you, there's the edges of the berry. And I don't think I feel any seeds in that. Wait, yes I do. Is that a seed? Okay, we got 1 seed on top here. Possibly 2. No, that's the one. That feels like there's another seed in there. All right, I'm going to rinse it a little bit more. And then I will put them in a dish. And I'll show you what I end up with that. I want to make you watch the whole rinsing process. Okay, so we ended up with 14 seeds out of 4 pods. Oh, wait, I think I missed one. That might be 15. Yes, 15 seeds from 4 elderberry berries. And now I already have my jug set up to plant them. I'm going to do them all in one winter sowing jug. And I'll take you over there and show you me jugging them up, and then we'll put them outside. So I have my plate of seeds. I have my jug made up with a tag for inside. A marker for inside says, because I can't write it in one sentence, says elderberry. I had to put duct tape on it because I wanted to use the silver lettering, and also because there was already some other words on it that I just didn't care about removing. So since I'm not sure how well these will germinate, and it's my first time trying them, I'm going to plant all of these seeds here. Now, when it's like vegetables or herbs, I'm going to do much, much less. But I'm going to treat these like I did for the wild, or for the native plants, not wild, for the native plants. And I'm going to put every single one into the soil. And I'm not putting them together. I'm putting them, did that even come off my finger? I'm putting them in different places in the jug so that if any of them do germinate, they'll have a little bit less likelihood of fighting for space. All right, and the seeds are so tiny, they really don't need much. I think I missed, so I'll just do this just in case. Try to make sure I'm not missing any seeds. And then if you've watched my other videos, you know that the next thing to do, you probably can't see the seeds, you might be able to see them a little bit there. Next thing to do is to put a tiny, tiny bit more soil on top, because that's just easier than digging into the soil and making a hole and then putting them in the hole and covering them up. This is just an easier option. All right. Now all we have to do is spray the water to make sure everything's nice and moist. I don't think it's going to rain this weekend, so I'm going to put a little more than I normally would. All right, nice and soaked. Might be a bit overdone, but that's all right. Doing the thing where you wipe down the sides of the jug before you tape it to make sure it's dry enough to hold the tape. What, Nito? Ah, that's all right. Here we go. It's all taped up. And what did I do with my marker? I'm going to use the red one in this case. Elderberry. And today is, I think, the 9th. Yes, because tomorrow's my birthday. 1/9/21. All right. And that's all. Now I just take it outside, put it with my other jugs, and wait to see what blooms or sprouts, if anything. All right, so my jug is outside, and now all we have to do is wait. I will definitely check back in periodically to see how how this grows and how it does. But I should also mention that today I did a pickup from some local farmers market vendors who like to deliver locally in the off season. And I asked her if she had the lady who I get a lot of my produce from, I asked her whether she has elderberry bushes, and she does. And she said she will try to root some cuttings for me. So I'm super excited. I'm still totally stoked about doing the seed process, but it's nice to have a backup option, right? And also with the seeds, if I do end up growing them enough, I could potentially sell them if I don't need them. But also it's just kind of the experimentation process of growing the seeds. And also, you know, the cuttings may not stick and they may get destroyed or whatever. So it's good to have a bunch of options. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more of this kind of stuff, please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you aren't already a subscriber. And if you are a subscriber, make sure you have notifications on. And otherwise, I'll see you next time.